Hey Loki, welcome. Give me 1 second here. Give it a minute or so. What's up, Mike? What's going on? Oh, yeah. Gonna be any stabbing today? Probably not. Unless it's, me stabbing my load order. Or what I have of one so far. Um, so let's see here. And I guess the picture I would have entered, even though I'm not participating in the banner competition, because I didn't think it would be fair if I did. Um, because I didn't want people to think there'd be any bias or anything like that. So things like that I tend to stay out of. I'd rather see what you guys do. But this would be it. My background here that you guys will see in a minute. I'm still really proud of this one. Uh, and I would have loved for it to be the banner, but you know, I'll be happy keeping it on my desktop. So that's that. But yeah, the pictures have been coming in, and man, we got some awesome entrants. Thank you. The setup for this was actually pretty intricate. It took me a solid 3 weeks to set this up, and this was actually before my Athralor play. So this is what you saw here was what was in his game. No, anybody. I mean, look, you could submit anything you want, mods or no mods. There's people that put pictures up that don't run hardly anything, and they look fantastic. And you could do things. I should probably say this over in the server too, but I mean, it doesn't have to be like there's no restrictions on things that you can do. So, you know, modded or not, all right, that's fine. Console or PC, that's fine. Um, and as much as I would like to say I would rather see an organic shot, meaning one that's not, clear the weather or wait for a sunrise or a sunset, it's pretty impossible to limit it to that, because both console and PC have the ability to clear the weather, tweak it to their liking, and produce a shot. So um, PC, we do it right with console commands. Console has the alteration spell from the cheat room mod, and I've been seeing a lot of really nice pictures. And then I go back to the screenshots page, and I'm like, well, I think some of those should have been added. But oh, they're all going to be looked at. Don't worry about if they're not going to be looked at. Every single one that gets submitted will be looked at. Like, we're not going to just make a decision in a day. We're going to like go through each one. We're going to, I'm going to take all the pictures. I'm going to post them all up here on my computer, or I'll do it like one at a time. I'll blow them up to like almost, the size of my monitor so I could take a look. I'll probably shrink them for better resolution. Um, every single one that gets submitted is definitely going to be looked at. We're not going to just not look at one, you know. Till next Wednesday. It's a full week's worth of. So you have a week to put up. You didn't get a total of three now. Total of three. We were gonna limit it to one per person, but that quickly got outvoted to three. Second's like, well, there should be no limit, and I'm like, well, all right then. Do you want to sift through potentially hundreds or thousands of pictures? And I said, well, let me get to the last day. I'll get to, next Tuesday night, and I'll just dump 200 photos for you to look at. I said, do you really want to look at it? And then he came right back immediately and said, oh, I'll look at 1,000 if I have to. I'm like, all right, how about we just limit it to three per person? But yeah, till next Wednesday, and not Wednesday morning. You have till the end of Wednesday, and then we're gonna take our time. What we're gonna do is we're gonna narrow all of them down to a top 10, right? So we'll take the 10 that we feel are the best out of everything that was submitted, right? And then we'll probably wait a day. We'll post the list and the pictures of those 10, and then the competition will start again, and you guys will get to vote on the top 10. After the voting for the top 10 is finished, we're going to narrow it down to the top three. So we'll basically eliminate 7 that didn't have the highest votes. We'll take the top 3 highest voted upon, and then from there it's literally whoever, the winner of the top 3 is going to be the ROL banner. So, and then we might do this every so often. I don't know a good time frame to change the banner. I mean, the banner could change. We may do the competition, and that just keeps everybody engaged. Because we have tons of people that put up screenshots. I mean, absolutely ton daily. I mean, daily that channel just gets filled with amazing content. Um, and I love it. I go back and I'll go back and I'll look months ago to when people were first starting putting them up compared to, you know, if they put one up today or a couple up today. And you could see the difference. Like the more you do, it's just like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get at it. That's all. Anyway, so I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Um, so here's the dilemma today. We talked about that. Well, I talked about this a little bit in Campfire earlier. I really want to use interesting NPCs. Interesting NPCs is not compatible with TPOS2. I've used TPOS2 pretty much exclusively. I think I started one play without it. Um, but I also didn't have interesting NPCs, and it was just kind of like a throwaway play. It was just something for me to do because Nesbit was between one of his builds. Um, but now I'm thinking, well, I've used his content so much, and I absolutely love it. You know, um, but at the same time, if I want to make this character seem, you know, uh, worthy of having people come and actually want to watch it, there's a lot of other mods out there that I'd like to be able to use. But, you know, I'd also love to have the overhauls. It's just not possible. Even with the partial version, and the problem with that is it still adds in some content. Yeah, you take away from the ends, and you take away some of the um, like the spawns, and a lot of the Markarth content isn't there. That's true, Mike. Variety is the spice of life, or one of them. There's a few spices of life. Variety is one of them. Coffee. Coffee's another one. So let's see. Things. So here's the thing. So I've re-added cutting room floor. Okay. Now you'll see some errors here. Don't worry about these. I added Lanterns of Skyrim 2. Um, you'll see a couple that needs patches because I don't have those mods in currently, but I did select them, and obviously I'll have a reminder as to where they are. And even over here, I've got a nice little notation for myself: rerun Lanterns of Skyrim 2 at the end to place patches appropriately, because I feel like there's going to be more mods in there. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And this is the one that we tested before when I was looking at the home mod, the armors mod, and the EMB. So Noble is not in this setup. The 20 series mods by Fisher are in this setup, and that's pretty much the only thing. Um, I know I mentioned it the last time. I was gonna go 100% crazy with the setup, but then I had to think realistically. I have to stream at the same time with it. So I needed to be flexible. So for the main textures, I pretty much kept them the same. The 20 series is right here, 18, 19, and 20. And the 20 with the parallax. Uh, Parallax for SE is pretty much new. On Sorry, all right, headset. Um, so it's a full parallax setup for the textures, and they looked quite good. Um, it's new for SE. It's not new for the game. Parallax on LE is very much the way to go if you're playing on LE. Um, it just makes your game look better. Everything overall looks amazing with it. And I believe let's go to Nexus here. Let's go to Wine Dave's page because I'm tempted, and he told me not to put this mod in, but I'm still tempted to. Let's go to his page. Obviously, when a mod author says no, don't use it yet, it's still work in progress. Illustrious Whiterun, right? It's already got 131 endorsements and 4,500 downloads, right? Very much a work in progress retexture of Whiterun with parallax options. Inconsistencies to be very much expected. So he tells you right off the bat, this is a work in progress. These are your requirements. Hyperbian Snow, Northern Shores, his landscape. I'm not going to pronounce it because I can't. I have the engine fixes and I have the parallax shader fix. Hard requirement. You need this. Okay. Engine fixes you should be running if you're on PC regardless. It's non-optional. Just take it, set it and forget it. Issues with this and why I won't be using it yet, and other reasons aside from Dave saying not to. Um, I'm not running the snow, I'm not running his shores, and I'm not running his landscape because everything else is cathedral. So if you guys followed, I think it was my 2 streams ago when I was showing the cathedral stuff. Um, I hadn't used anything cathedral aside from its small water mod and its weather. I've never used the landscape. I threw the landscape in there and there we go. You know, looks great. This is something I should probably track this. Let me track this. Okay. And I know he's got some images up, but I'd like to go through a couple and just kind of show you if you can notice the difference if it even loads it up for me. So this should all be, well, the mod's Whiterun obviously, but I'd like to see what else gets done with it. If you compare this versus a Whiterun texture mod, this is noticeably tiers above the best one that I've ever seen, and it's still a work in progress. This, take this whole picture in, for example. from what he's doing. If this is considered a work in progress, I would absolutely be blown away to see the finished product. Even from, you know, the landscape and the stonework here to the architecture, the woodwork, the doors, um, the etchings, right? And then if you look at this picture here, look at the stonework behind the throne where Balgruuf sits, right? This in particular was the first that stood out aside from this also the stonework here around the hearth in the center. Or the fire pit, I guess. Purple candles not included. Yeah, ignore the missing textures there. Um, hey Mel, welcome. Hey Tim, welcome guys and girls and everybody. Um, yeah, but Dave said not to put it in. It's still a work in progress, although it's on Nexus, right? It's got 120 something endorsements, 4,500 downloads. So, I mean, unless that's a lot of people really testing it and tweaking it on their own, um, I could do that, but I'd rather not. I'd rather Dave uh, give me the go ahead and say, hey, you know what, the product's finished. Take a look. Let me know if you like it, because that's how he is. He's very much a hands off kind of guy from what I know of how he is. Look at the stonework here too. Um, I guess this would be considered partly trellis, but um, and then obviously other things that would make this better. The rugs, you know, some clutter. High poly. High poly is another one that I didn't think I would. I used it on console and it was just a drain on my system. PC is a whole different element with that mod. Look at the wood floors here. Probably this side's better over on the left. It and obviously the steps up to the throne here. It's just amazing. Um, yeah, I'm keeping my eye on this. I'll be keeping my eye on this until he gives me the go ahead to say, hey, it's done. Give it a go if you want, you know. And that's how he'd probably say it. He's too humble. He really is such a benefit to even talk to. But yeah, we'll be keeping our eye on this one. Things like this. Let's see. Yeah. And like I said, even in its unfinished state, it's still miles better than the best texture that I've seen for Whiterun, which is a close call between what Noble does to Whiterun and uh, John's Skyland Whiterun. I still think Noble has the edge there. Not that John doesn't do good work. His work's great. I still think Noble edges it out. And of course, that's personal opinion. You're all free to disagree with me there. So we'll be keeping our eye on this one. Other things. Yeah, Lanterns 2 got put in because I realized if I'm going without TPOS 2, yeah, he is. He is, Mel. Um, he really is amazing. And I think in the screenshots section he threw up what was it? What was it the other day? Ice and snow in Parallax, or at least that's something else that he's working on. Um, which looked really good. Again, I think it's an unfinished product, so um, so I guess adding to the 20 series mods here, like I said, no Noble's not in this, so don't expect to see this overwriting Noble. Static mesh obviously was a requirement, as is high poly, which has to be moved. Where do I have it? Um, Let me just make a notation here. Just to lower it down because it's not supposed to be this high up. Because other retext projects, if I add them in, will what's up, Ashers? Other retext projects that I throw in will overwrite it, and we're gonna want the stuff from high poly to overwrite that. So like I said, I'm trying to do as little overlap as possible, but as you can see here, Certain mods I can't live without. Um, T4G's underground mod, I have a really hard time. I did some dungeon and some cave diving, uh, not in stream, just off camera or whatever, and it was immediately noticeable. I could see the effects that the 2020 series Parallax had with it, but it's still not as good as the underground mod, in my opinion. So I added this back in. This is the large mod, right? And then of course I also put back in CC's Mines and Caves, and then I did add John's Imperial Fort and Dungeons and Rudy's Nordic Ruins because Rudy's Nordic Ruins is by far the best Nordic Ruins I've ever seen, hands down. I'm sure there's one out there I haven't tried yet, and I will, and I still don't think it will compare to Rudy. And of course, these are his add-ons for those. So, Cathedral Snow. Uh, there's a snow variant that's included in Cathedral Landscapes, uh, but even having this up above it overwrites. So, or it should, or it doesn't. All right, I'll have to drop this lower. Okay, not a problem. And then, standard things: the stunning statues, red shrines, stallroom source, things that'll be, noticeable to everybody. Um, Rustic word walls. I've become accustomed to always placing these in. Um, it does make things look pretty good. Hey, Strudel. And let's see what else. I'm still looking for quest mods. So if anybody has some ideas, message me. You could DM me or just tag me in the server. All I have so far is, well, Legacy obviously is, we're playing Skyrim, but we're playing Legacy at the same time. For this character, we're going to use Legacy as kind of a secondary backdrop. Uh-oh, did the audio cut out? Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Or is Wind asking about my audio? Well, Junal's play came to an end, Mel. There was a couple issues that I wound up running into, mainly game freezes. Um, oh, okay, Wind. All right, just making sure. My headset's gonna keep going off every once in a while, so if you hear me talking and I cut out, it's just I have to turn my headphones back on for some reason. It's been doing this the entire time. If there's a way to fix it, somebody let me know, because having to keep turn my headset on is kind of a pain in the ass, but Um, yeah, so Legacy is going to be kind of a backdrop. It's not going to be the main focus. This character is we're actually going to do a little survival stuff. Now I was going to put complete crafting in. I had it in, and when I was doing some testing with it, it just felt kind of clunky to me. Now I haven't done crafting on a character, geez, probably probably since I was on console, and that would have been this time last year or before. Any type of crafting. So I tried complete crafting. It felt a little clunky to me, so I took it out and I just threw Ars Metallica in. Now, if there's people that are very familiar with CCOR and understand the functions of how it works, I would be more than willing to learn. Well, this character is definitely doing crafting, and I did take your guys' advice. I think it was Sonar that was really pressing for me to do it, or it might have been, who is it? Maybe it wasn't Sonar. Um, shit. And now I feel bad because I can't remember. Um, to add in Scrimshaw. So Scrimshaw has been added. The full version of Scrimshaw has been added in. Um, uh, Themed quests. So Aldmeri Dominion strengthened. Join the Dominion. I have this in, right? I'm considering the Second Great War. Okay. I didn't put it in yet. I may take out the enemy of my enemy because this is kind of, you know, the antithesis of this right above it. This one you're fighting the Thalmor, and this one you're joining the Thalmor. I only had it in because I wasn't sure if I was going to do a TPOS2 setup. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll take out the enemy of my enemy, right? Because it really wouldn't make sense for me to have that in and actually do the quest if I'm joining the Dominion. Yeah, so I have Ars Metallica in place of complete crafting. Although I really want complete crafting in there, but I was looking at the menu and the menu was just confusing to me. I don't know if it's because I've really never used it. I think that's probably what it is. Um, yeah, there are a ton of patches for a 2 mil. The patches I'm not so concerned about, but um, I have to consider that I want it to flow. I don't want there to be a 3 hour crafting episode. Do you know what I mean? I want to, come in, kind of do what I have to do, and if there is like going to be a bulk of crafting things, I would probably do that out of the stream because I don't really think anybody wants to sit there and watch. Well, let's be realistic, probably like a half hour to 45 minutes of crafting. Nobody really wants to see that. Then I thought, well, why don't I just use Hone Metal again? But, you know, if we're gonna focus on this character doing a little bit of survival, and he is gonna be a crafting focused character. Um, I know Mr. B does a lot of crafting, so you know he may be one that I get some tips on, and I may throw complete crafting back in there. I'm still that's the way that I want to go, but I also want it to flow, which means I'm gonna probably have to practice with that mod. That's the bottom line of how it's probably gonna go. I'm probably just gonna have to practice off camera because I'm not very good at with the menu yet. Ars Metallica I know intimately, but it's really just there as a feature. It's not an overhaul necessarily. Um, So we're going to keep that on the back burner. I will add it back in. For now, I don't have it in yet. Um, I did switch the Majestic Mountains to the just plain normal main file Majestic Mountains, and the same thing with the Majestic Mountains LOD, the LOD file, because we're using Cathedral everything else. That's another reason why I didn't want to put TPOS2 in with the Cathedral mods. Is because I believe the landscape mod does alter the landscape to, well, similar to what Verdant does. The landscape height, I think that's what it is, and that's what Nesbitt said was incompatible with TPOS2, so I didn't want there to be issues. Plus, I really want to use interesting NPCs for this character. Um, we will be adding that in. So let's take out the enemy of my enemy. Let's remove that. What did I forget? Music, right? I forgot music. You guys are going to get sick of listening to this, aren't you? Probably. Alright. I don't get sick of listening to it. Love it. I am not using enhanced blood textures. I'm really sick of the 50-50 chance of getting the squares. And I'm probably not using footprints for this one either. As much as I'd like to, I don't want to be seeing those footprint squares. I pretty much had it figured out. Just place it underneath your combat mod, but sometimes that's not the fix. And with EMB, I saw a lot of people were having issues regardless of where they placed it, or regardless of how they tweaked it in SSE Edit. So I'm just gonna leave it off. Footprints aren't all that, that's like a secondary. It's just like icing on the cake, so to speak. So we're gonna leave footprints off. As nice as it is, the base game didn't have it. I can live without it. You know, I'm sure I'll add it to a future play, but for this one, we're gonna leave it off. Although it would make more sense to have it in this play because of the type of character it's gonna be. But at the same time, or we could do some testing, and if it works, and I'll leave it in. That's the other option, right? I am also probably going to be adding cannabis and Skyrim for the animations for that. Because I feel like this character would, I guess, I don't know what's the proper term for it. Uh, Smoke the peace pipe, I guess is the best way to phrase it. I can see that. I had this image of the character in my head, and that brings me back to that scene with Gandalf there sharing the pipe, and that's kind of how I see this character. Although he'll obviously be younger, and he's not going to be a wizard. He's going to be a combat archer. Well, Mel, you know I don't do a lot of survival stuff. I don't have Frostfall in. I'm not going to add Frostfall. Strudel, that's interesting. Okay, I'm curious about this now. Maybe I will. But do you I know Wind. It's well, I told you he'll be green packed, but he's not gonna be very strict with a lot of stuff. He'll follow like part of the meat mandate, but he's not gonna. I'm gonna play him the way that I want to play him. So, Lord be damned for some of it, but we will follow the lore for some of it. Um, yeah, basically. Yeah, that's like he'll very much be a hunter in the beginning. We're gonna build him up. He'll probably start with gear that he can forage. I am using New Beginnings for alternate start. Let me go to my right pane. I'm gonna be using the New Beginnings mod, I think. Now, I may change my mind and use Skyrim Unbound for this character because I haven't done it yet in a stream with any character. I've done some testing with it a while ago, but I've used this mod on console pretty much exclusively, as opposed to alternate start itself. I love Unbound. Um, the only reason why I was going to use New Beginnings is because there's a couple in here that I could see him doing, and the more that I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking that Unbound really makes more sense. Because I'm not necessarily sure if this character is going to be Dragonborn or not. I don't know. They can use wood, they can use plants, as long as they aren't the ones that uh, harvest the plants or chop the wood. They can purchase, right? And yeah, especially wood that isn't from Valenwood. But I don't think there's an importer or a person in Skyrim that deals imports, exports. Maybe Ericer in Solitude, but I don't think it's lumber. He'd be the only one that comes to mind. But I think all the other stuff would obviously be from Skyrim. You see all the mills around, right? So he would be the other one. So like I said, we may swap out the alternate start mods, both of these, for Skyrim Unbound. I do have it loaded. It's just not ticked. It's right here. Well, there's New Beginnings. New Beginnings is in purple. Unbound is right beneath it. So we'll figure that out. I'm leaning towards Unbound. I'm using alternate start for testing purposes, so I don't have to continually go through the Unbound menu and set it up. Uh, but we will be adding. Um, We'll be adding cannabis and Skyrim in. Um, my Elder Scrolls loading screen replacer mod. Well, not mine, but the one that I always use. Of course, I'm having that in. Dear Diary. Obviously, we went back to Dear Diary because I like that. I'm considering using the paper map, to be honest with you. I don't know how it's going to perform. I know there's a couple other mods to make some of the markers not float, but with Dear Diary, it gives you the beige map markers for the regular mod. So I may just stay with that. I'm still 50-50 about which map I want to use. It's like smoking. He could be both, Mel. He can, he can eat meat and have a good smoke afterwards. Why not? Nothing wrong with that. That sounds pretty much like everybody ever. um, and then especially with the home mod, we're gonna see. I'd like to start him there. So, it's a matter of doing Unbound, but would he own that treehouse mod from Eleonora immediately? Because it's going to be there. It's going to be in the game, and there's really no requirement to it. It's there. You just have it. Whoever's there, it's safe storage. Blah blah blah. Um, but as far as some of the things in and around the home, uh, a lot is not directly green pact related. There's tons of plant life there, which he wouldn't be able to pick. Um, I think we're just gonna leave it as maybe he planted them and we're gonna leave them. I have a zip file, Strudel, if you want it. I can send it to you. It may need to be compressed further because the mod on LE was only 114 megabytes, and I think by me converting it over, I think it's something like it's over 200. But I did the conversion properly, but I don't think everything's fully compressed. But it's BC7 compression. Um, but there's a lot to it, so I don't know if that's how it converts over. I didn't think it was supposed to be that big. But I mean, we're on PC. Size almost doesn't matter at that point. And you guys saw how it looked in my game. It looked great. So maybe we'll live with it. If I'm able to get the file size down a little bit more, I'll try to, and then I'll send it over. But until then, I think it's like right around a 200 and something megabyte house mod. She did a fantastic job with that, by the way. I like I said, her works are known. I was really impressed when I saw that. Um, so yeah, I did add Immersive Sounds Compendium back in with the synergy patch for audio overhaul. So now I'm getting the nice uh, sound bites from both. It does take away from the combat from audio overhaul. Like if you just have AOS by itself, combat sounds more distinct, and immersive kind of drains that out a little bit. But at the same time, the sounds that you hear more often, picking things up like arrows, it sounds like you're picking an arrow up instead of the generic swipe sound. So, um, so high poly, we'll have to move high poly. Um, all right, so yeah, other quest mods, like I was saying, Aldmeri Dominion strengthened. We will be joining the Dominion faction, so possibly the Second Great War. I might add that in. I decided to stick with Ordinator. We have Ordinator, Andromeda, Winter's Sun. Trade and barter. Uh, and then I kept Enhanced Blood textures out. I put better blood splatters in, gore cap, and more bloodshed. So gore cap usually stays in, but I wanted it nice and light, and I didn't want enhanced blood textures weighing combat down. So yeah, I think that's the name of the mod, Mel. Let me see. Uh, this one. Grow, create, use. Yep, should be. This should be the same one that was on console. I've used this mod on console. I think it's ported over, right? It's the little shop. This sits outside Whiterun, if I remember correctly. Um, Your Highness. And I believe they sell other things too, like Moon Sugar, Skooma, was it Balmoral Blue, some of the other narcotics from previous games that weren't in this one. It really is. It's really a nice shop, and I'm mainly using that. Plus, I'll use Dovahkiin Relax for some of the animations. Although I think animations come with this, I'm not sure. I can't remember. Um, but he'd carry something like a pouch on him, or I guess whatever it takes to make them, or it looks like part of an alchemy lab, like a retort or something like that. I don't know. Mortar and pestle here. Similar things to how alchemy's done, right? And then of course I'm gonna try to ignore his getup as much as I can. I think it's pretty cool that they did it though, but um, yeah, nice. It'll be a nice addition to the game. I was tempted just to use some assets from it, meaning like the product itself, but I don't have the time to edit the mod. Sorry, I don't have the time to edit the mod fully to do that. So I figured we'll add the whole thing in. Another reason why I wouldn't be able to use the Walls of Whiterun mod or TPOS2 area edits. So, and that's the way I decided I'm going that way. Hey Gail, welcome. Um, yeah, it's I mean the shop's right there. You can go back and purchase and then do what you need to do. And I think you can grow your own, which I think is something he would do at his home mod because you did see the patches of soil outside. So maybe that would be something he would do. He would wind up growing his own. Hey, Carol, welcome. So yeah, so that's one that we'll probably put in. This is going to be a little bit lower in gameplay, um, and area edits. Let me get here. Pull up Nordic Guide. So yeah, obviously ignore the missing masters. I know what they are. For Lanterns of Skyrim and JKs and stuff like that, they're up above. Because Lanterns of Skyrim 2 was a late addition. Um, I liked the original mod. I wanted the second one added in, so I did. Um, Skyrim revamped, complete enemy overhaul. Of course, I will not play without this now. Uh, Beautiful mod for leveling, and since we won't be using TPOS2 for the added spawns in the higher level lists, I needed something to compensate. This one fits the bill perfectly. Growl. That should be self-explanatory. You guys pretty much know where I'm going with this. Um, Complete Alchemy, of course, is in here, and cooking. He'll be doing this a lot, as is Hunterborn. Sky Toxins, he can purchase poisons, which he will be doing. Um, and poison crafting. He will be able to, in the home, he'll be able to craft poison arrows or other poisons. He'll dabble into alchemy, but I don't think he's going to spec into it as much as like Junal did. A little bit here and there. Like I said, he's not 100% straight green packed. Yeah, no four dragon. Yeah. Hey, that was the last episode. I was very happy to end on that. Very happy to end with getting the four. There was just too much uh too many game shenanigans playing there. And like I said, I was doing too much. Um those overtime spells just they weigh things down. They were causing freezing issues and of course I think there was some other underlying issues. I didn't get any errors, of course, because why would why would loot throw errors at me or whatever? But everything was loaded in the order properly. I know that because I've done plays like that a lot longer and never had any issues. So, but I noticed it happens more with mage characters, and unfortunately, that most of the time that's my style. That's why I'm going. Uh, he may do some basic restoration magic, but for the most part, combat archer. And we still have to figure out one-handed sword or axe or two-handed. So that'll be another thing. Let's see what else. Campfire was added in. So obviously we'll be using elements of that. Uh, the better dynamic snow patch for campfire, wet and cold, obviously. I need and I turned off the extended, or well, the recipes because they conflict with Complete Alchemy. Hunterborn, as you see, was added. The patch for Complete Alchemy and Hunterborn. Its MCM menu and Scrimshaw expanded. So we will be making full use of these with the daggers and every other little thing that comes with it. Right. Obviously for weather, whoa. Sorry about that. Cathedral and Cathedral's NVT by Fireman AF, the new one. Decided to go with that over Semi-Realist. It looks fantastic. Atmospheric, crystal clear. Um, I was critical at first of it, but I think you kind of have to be critical to appreciate the other things that you don't initially see that it does. And after giving it a second go and then comparing it back to Semi-Realist, I can see why I liked it so much. So we're going with that. Turn off the animations and the screen fade when you start Hunterborn. Yeah, well, the animations I'm leaving on. The screen fade I'll shut off. You only had to do the to shut off the animations on console. It was just too much strain. Same thing with the screen fade. I don't really think. I mean, if it becomes an issue, I can obviously turn it off. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Funny side note, it never froze on me on console doing it when I had the animations on. But if you ever watched anybody who uses the, I mean, I watched Stu use aspects of Hunterborn. He had the animations on. Zarek has the animations on. So, if it works for them, it'll work for me. I'll just have to be mindful to not overdo it. I'm not gonna like spam the uh, breaking down of an animal carcass. Well, I'll take my time with it. And I think that'll be a little more realistic and immersive. We'll let time naturally pass. Um, the beginning's probably going to be more focused on him honing certain skills, um, things like that. And then I added all the usual suspects in. There is an audio overhaul patch for Cathedral. There's an audio overhaul patch for a lot of different things. So that was needed. Ethereal Clouds, yes. I took, instead of the Lore Blue, I took the Natural Fantasy 8K Sky. So we're gonna add that on top of Cathedral Weathers. Um, I wanted something a little different. I wanted to stay in the Cathedral family, so I did. But I went 8K instead of 4K. And of course, Skygazer's moons with the no glow, because EMB will make them glow by themselves. If I took the glow option, it would be like having bright sunlight at night. It would just be blinding at night. We can't have that, so no glow option for that. And then Obsidian Mountain Fogs, obviously, Wonders of Weather, Smooth Sky Mesh. And then Majestic, like I said, Majestic Mountains, the regular main file, and Cathedral Landscapes. And I believe we have to lower cathedral snow. Which also means I have to lower, let's see here, these. Nope, didn't do it. Not all four is. You can see where I'm. All right, there we go. So let's do that. Let's grab 1, 2, 3. Put these under cathedral. I have to put the music back on, don't I? There we go. Okay. So let's do that. So yeah, we're on vegetation. And let me just pull up my my old list. Go to my downloads here. Because I will be taking things off Junal's playlist. I hope I didn't delete it. There's my any saves. I have to load those in. Junal's mod list, open that. Okay, cool. So we'll be taking some aspects from that, some we won't be. So yeah, obviously no grass mod with this. I could throw Vadosperm on top of it, but I liked what Cathedral itself is doing. It's got its own grass. It's kind of like SFO, just, you know, sands the trees. Speaking of trees, I believe that's what we're on. It took like 3 Skyrim days for that? Wow. Well, yeah, Mammoth I can see. That's crazy. They have so much meat too. Do you know what I mean? There's like, ugh. All right, so yeah, like I said, with Majestic here, like I said, I did the dark side version, right? But when I was really comparing it, it was too much of a contrast, and I was kind of looking for something a little more blended. So I went with the main file here, the Majestic Mountains main file 1, obviously with the update, and then the main file LOD pack. Just the light side was a little too light. Otherwise, I would have went with this, but I figured just the base Majestic Mountains, I'll be perfectly fine with. Let's see here. And then obviously grasses. I think if I was going to add one on top, it would be viscous. Because I've used Vadosperm a lot. I could add it in, but I like I said, I really like what Cathedral's doing. For the look, really. It just, with this character, I wanted to go with this variant of it. That's all, Wind. No other real reason than that. I'm still debating on grass, though. Viscous, a thick grass mod. This is one that I do like, but I don't know how well it's going to play with Cathedral. It could be something that we go in-game and test and see. I don't want it to compound on top of Cathedral. Like I don't want to see the two of them clashing, even with tweaks. You know what I mean? I'd rather have just one that flows, and be okay with that. With this is one that I'd like to test. Now, I did see what Cathedral did to Whiterun, and I was perfectly happy with that. So I don't really feel like adding a grass mod in is going to do anything for my game. I think it looks good as it is. But if I do add one in, this is the one that I'm going to wind up using. It'll obviously be tweaked. It won't be the stents. We'll stick to around 50-55 or so. But you can see the grasses here. Cathedral already covers this. And as you can see, this looks like it's part of the tundra here. Does look really good. And yep. Smim fences, thank you. Okay. So we're gonna leave grass off for now. Flora. We're gonna do a couple things here. Enhance vanilla trees. Yes, we will be using this mod. Let me just... Okay. Actually... No, you know what? Because I wanted to use 3D trees. Right? Remember I was saying that? So let's do that. We'll do that first. Or, you know, I could combine them. Screw that, let's combine them. Let's do EVT first. We'll do both. We'll do EVT as a base. Oh yeah, Tim, I am doing 3D trees, absolutely. Is it, you know, have you used that combination before? EVT with 3D? And if so, how did it look? Because I've used one or the other. And you know, you've seen my games with 3D trees. So you know how I set that up. But I haven't set it up with enhanced vanilla trees. And I'm wondering if the billboards for both will make things look okay, or if it'll make it look odd. I don't think it would. I go pretty conservative with EVT. Did I even download it? I don't know if I did. Did I download one? Oh, I did. Okay. Oh, we'll go through here and I'll show you the stuff that I pick out. We're gonna stick with the vanilla meshes. I usually take the darker meshes, but this one I'll take the vanilla meshes. Enhanced vanilla. So I won't be taking the lush or the custom. I'll stick with the main option here. Enhanced tree clutter, yes. So SFO branches for him. We'll take version 1. We'll take realistic aspens, snowy pines. Billboards. Okay. Nice. Okay. Now, Skyrim 3D trees and plants. Grab this one too. We will also be grabbing the... Well, the Gilder Green, 3D Gilder Green, right? Grab this one. And then the optional static planters. Includes patch, main files required, legacy of the Dragonborn, blah, 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 blah. Yes. So I need that one. And then the billboards for this as well. That should be everything. Okay. Gildergreen. And static planters. And the billboards. Cool. That's a lot of trees. Don't worry, we're not done with them yet. Okay, let's go back to plugins here because I know this is gonna. So we got EVT. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, I'm throwing a little bit at it, yeah. Every tree different, 2K. 2K version plus some 1K. This one I'll go a little bit lighter. If you've seen this mod, the bark is included with it. Normally you'd have to add a different bark mod. But this one requires 3D trees, so. And do I want an alternate? This is the alternative bark pine. This is pine brown. Alternative real pine. I should be good. I think the main mod itself would be okay for this. Right? We'll see how it looks. We'll go in game and see how it looks. With DVT, you could tag it as ESL. The main file itself. Yeah, you can see the bark here and everything. All right. Yeah, I'll go in and I'll tag it. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. You said EVT, right? Okay. Let's wait for that to load up. Hey, Win, this is the spirit of you. Let me make sure my coffee's not getting too cold here. I never would have guessed that you can ESL EVT. That's good to know, though. Thank you. I don't know how big this one's gonna be. Because I remember the first day I said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna keep it light," and then I think Win said she had a running bet that I couldn't keep it under 200 mods. Well, I mean normally my patches are probably 40 plus, regardless of size, just because Legacy's got a ton and then Quinn's has a ton. It'll probably be around the same size as the last setup, maybe, give or take. Maybe a little bit less, you know? Um, Alright, so there it is. Alright. Don't worry about those. Are we good on foliage? Let me take a look here. Eeks. However, let's open 2 extra links here. So, Renthal Flora Collection, okay? Now Cathedral's got some, but not a lot. They have plants, they have mushrooms. I think Cathedral Plants comes with the landscape mod itself. Unless this is a little bit different, this is other things. And it's not nearly... Wow, okay. Okay. I believe that comes with the main mod. Let me just go back to the description here real quick. Most of the vanilla plants folder, which includes flowers, vegetables, shrubs. Some random things like mammoth cheese. Regarding compatibility, these textures use a vanilla plant normal. So if you have Plant Master or other mods you're overwriting, you'll want to disable them. If using Cathedral Landscapes, you'll want to delete the plants folder from that mod. So 200 mods less the patches, huh? I can't do that. You know, look what I'm at now. I'm at 150, and I still haven't done my weapons and armors, let alone my lighting. I'm not gonna. Let's be real. I'm not gonna keep it under 200. So delete the plants folder from Cathedral. Here's the question. Do I want Cathedral plants or would I use... I'm thinking Renthal Flora Collection. I've liked this. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's see what we have. Oh, it's probably the main file. And the update, obviously. High poly ferns from Mindflux. Delete the original. Removes fungal pod texture, desaturate. Yeah. With meshes and built-in stew. Okay. So we need this and we need the update. 110 megabytes for Yeah, you win, Wind. You win. Nothing I can do, right? Wow, okay. What the hell just happened there? Did my internet shit the bricks? No. Oh, okay, never mind. False alarm. And the update. Merge. Thank you. Alright. Let's look at Junel's list. Alright, so now for the mushrooms, I think I am going to go with Cathedral. because I haven't used it before, and I'm a little curious. I know there's only a couple images here. Although it doesn't really seems like it changes it all that much. Let's see here. I'll just go with what I was using. Mushroom retextures. So the ROL banner channel, right here, Loki. So you guys are aware, go to Campfire, read the rules for it. I pinned them. This right here. Notice it's changed to 3 pictures. Absolutely no HUD, no captions, no subtitles. I don't want anything impeding on the view of what pictures you post up. Read this, okay? This is important. And we already had a couple people, that as soon as this was announced, they put some pictures up, and a couple had the HUD on. So yeah, we gave a do-over. It's okay. Oh, see you later, Tim. Thank you. So definitely read this, okay? If you guys have any questions, tag Sword, tag myself, tag Second. I think Krypton's sleeping. He's in the future, so he'll be around later on. He might be up now, I don't know. Or maybe he's going to sleep. Or you could jump, you could use there's a little jump option. Okay, so if you guys didn't know about this, in the pin section, when you hover over where like the X is, a little tab pops up that says jump, and it'll take you right to where the link or the pin is, right? I don't know if too many people know about that. But the actual pin, you could just read it here if it's easier. If you'd rather read it, in with everything, you can do that too. But that's where it's in. It's in the campfire section, pinned. The channel you're going to place them in is right above it, ROL banner. Okay. Try to keep it pictures only. Okay. With like no, don't put like a paragraph and like a story as to why. Just, the picture and maybe like how Gemma did, taken from Enderal, like how Haggis did by Azura, stuff like that. And like I said, you have a full week. So if we announce this on Wednesday, it'll be till next Wednesday, 3 per person. You can use things like if you're on console, you could use display enhancements. You can also use the cheat room weather to clear it up or to make the weather look the way you want to. Okay, because because PC can do that as well with console commands. And I'm trying to think of what else. Like I said, go back and read the rules. Read the rules. If you feel like if you submit something and you feel like it's not good, you still have a week. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the week, you up to 3. If you only submit just one and you're comfortable with just 1 or 2, yeah, that's fine. But come next Wednesday, I'm going to wind up locking it, so you won't be able to to take one off to replace it with a different one that you think is better. It's not like once you post one, that's it. You can't take it down. You can take it down. You have to ask us though. But I'm only gonna let people take them down so often. You can't come to me every day and say, I don't think this picture is going to be good. I want to replace it with another one. Then come to me the next day, say the same thing. Come to me the next day, say the same thing. So, just be mindful in your choices that you put. Okay, but if you did want to take it down, and you know, it's like your first or second time asking, like I might, I'll absolutely make an exception for the first time. Second time, if it's a totally different picture, maybe. But if it's the same picture just tweaked, I'm like, well, all right, maybe. Just don't abuse it, is what I'm saying. um, but that's where that's at, Loki. So, music. I want to hear Wanderer. Yeah, mushroom root texture. Let's go with this. I use this all the time. I like this one. It'll just stay at 2K. And what else are we going with? Where it's happening? Oh, we could probably go back to the guide here. Death Bell. Where it's happening? Giant Lichen. Swamp Fungal Pod. No more ugly vines. And let's go 4K with the lichen here. I like this one a lot. I like the Swamp Fungal Pot a lot too. Let's change this one up from what I normally go. Oh no, the dark. Oh, so it is 2K, or I think that's 2K, right? Yep. The darker blue HD. Let's go with that. Did I use No More Ugly Vines? And was it on SE? No, okay. Beautiful. So we got a couple to download here. Mushroom retexture. Yes. More Tapanella. Giant Lichen. Looks good already. Swamp Fungal Pod. Okay. Deathbell by Mario, we're going to set this, but we're going to have to move this later on. I'm going to go 2K with these. Actually, I'm going to go 4K with these. Foliage, we're going to have green. Colors for Deathbell. I've been wanting to change this for a while because I wasn't sure how it would work with EMB light, but I think it's going to be okay. Let's do red. How about we do red? Red Deathbells? I kind of want to do black, but I know with Eek's Renthal, some of the nightshade is black too, and I didn't want to have two black flowers, so let's do red instead this time. The blue is a little too much, as I like the coloring in that, but I think the red would fit in a little bit better, so let's do that. Install that. Okay, so we have all of our, well, the majority of my my flora. Like I said, Mari's just gonna back away. I'm not sure which retext project, but it's one of them. Alright, Alright, so let's get rid of all these. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, what's that, Asher's in the process of breaking the rules. So here's the other thing. Oh wow, dude. Holy shit. That's awesome. We may be changing the rules here. I'll have to get with the others and check. And then we may extend that. I never even considered adding something like this in to the photos. Because when we were thinking of the idea, like we've had the ability to have the banners unlocked. Um, I never thought to add something like I mean I want to say caption, but caption isn't even really the right term for it. I don't know what you would call this, but whatever this is, I never even thought about that. So that may change things. We may wind up starting this over. Not with the picture. The pictures can stay, but if people wanted to like withdraw and then resubmit, obviously I would definitely let that happen. That's a really nice idea. Let me run that by the others. Because that does make sense if you think about it. Our banner is going to be like up in this corner here, and of course, you know, obviously at the top is going to say ROL, but in the banner too, to have it say that, if you're able to edit it, you know, to this degree and make it look unique, that's a good idea too. Huh. Yeah, let me. I'm sure the others would agree with that totally. Um, wow, great ideas from everybody, man. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like adding the title. I can't even do that stuff. That's like I'm not in the competition. Yeah, I did say no Photoshop too, though. Well, it's gonna have to be a unanimous thing here with everybody. It's not just gonna be me saying, "Hey, I think we need to change the rules." Um, because yeah, there is editing done. Well, yeah, because what I meant by editing is the only editing that we were thinking of is um, using like console. Like if you're on PC and you want to submit a picture, using console commands to uh, get the weather a certain way that you want it. If you're on console, um, there's the cheat room spell for the weather plus display enhancements mod to kind of get the weather and atmosphere looking a certain way. I think that's did I even explain that like that? Let me see. I'm also terrible at explaining things. Sword has to usually kick me in the ass for stuff like that. Um, must be from your game, both PC and console. You'll have 1 week. Um, and then it's just about yeah, the narrowing it down to 10, narrowing it down to 3. Okay. I may have to go back over that because that probably doesn't sound as clear as it should, and that's my fault if it is. How about I mean, I'll let you guys all decide what you think would be fair. Um, because I'd like to see as many people submit as possible. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of this, I don't want it to just be like 20 to 25 pictures from what would that be? 6 people? I'm sure it'll be more. Like I know Gemma only posted the one, and I know she's hours ahead of me. I think she's like 6 or 7 hours ahead of me. So I was gonna message her back because she only posted the one from Enderall. Because Enderall's allowed because it's a Skyrim mod, right? And that was the one thing that came up. Can we use Enderall pictures? And everybody immediately agreed, yeah, Enderall is perfectly fine since it's technically a mod for Skyrim, even though it's a game, but it's Skyrim content. That's what matters, and that's from her game. So, but she only posted the one, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking you have to have more. Do you feel like this is really the best one? If she posted two more to kind of give a comparison, so maybe we'll have to go back over this entire thing. It's not like we're really on a deadline. Like I said, I only gave it a week to get people to submit it, but if we wind up doing it again, because we don't have to put the banner up by, there's no time frame for it, is what I'm trying to say. Um, we're not in a rush to do it. So if you guys all need more time or you want things changed or you want the rules to be a little bit different, let me know. I'm totally flexible with whatever you guys think is fair. Because ultimately, it's the banner for your server. You know what I mean? It's not for me directly. Ashers, don't take that down though. I may have use for that. Because I really like the just the text, the font, and everything. Um, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm gonna get the others to. Oh, wait. I don't want to necessarily put that up. All right. Let me think on some stuff. What I'll do is later on when I'm out of stream, or if you guys want to, um, DM me, send me a message, or tag me when I'm done with the stream here. We'll all go into the campfire and we'll all just sit around and talk about like if the rules should be changed to allow certain things or to you know but like I said, I just want it to be fair for everybody. I want everybody to be able to agree on how it should go. That's really the main thing. I don't want anybody feeling like they're not going to submit just because of limitations of capability. And I'll be honest, if that was the case, and it still kind of is the case, I can't do that stuff. I have absolutely no talent to do that. So it's also another reason why I'm not submitting is because I would lose. I have absolutely no talent to do that. Um, but ultimately, it's going to be the banner for the server, so I'd like everybody to be able to agree on how things should go. I don't either, Loki. I have no idea. I know of programs to do it, and I know it's for Asher's it's probably pretty easy. It's second nature. He probably doesn't have to even think about it. You know, they don't have to be modded, Strudel. If you have something you like I said, it's the same thing with the screenshots. Uh, God, we have way too many. I have to get rid of some of these rooms. We're starting to bloat again, right? It's the same thing with the screenshots. I enjoy going through, here in the photos of different things, right? I enjoy going through and I'll take like an hour out of my day just to backtrack if I need to, just to look at pictures. Stuff like this. Look at this, right? Because to me this is relaxing. And even with the HUD on, I don't even notice the HUD. I'm more focused on um, the stonework here for the word wall. landscape, the trees, and obviously you have the sun, the fogs, and the mountains in the background too. It's kind of a nice little silhouette, and you can see the god rays come down, stuff like that. If I look at something like that, to me that's relaxing. 45 minutes to set the screenshot, and 5 to turn it into a banner. See you later. What is up? How's it going? And I did get tagged, right? Who tagged me? Jake. This is what a Discord admin user looks like. Oh, you fucker. He's right about the hair though. That's somewhat me, although I have a full beard. Not on my neck either. And I don't, well, I wear contacts, but I wear glasses sometimes. And I'm probably 120 pounds less than that guy. Yeah, he thinks he's funny, huh? Yeah. How funny are you now, fucker? Sorry. Had to. Jake's been in a mood lately, but he doesn't get a pass for that. Anyway, I'll change it back later. Maybe. I don't know. All right. So yeah, aside from that, yeah, let me know what you guys think about the rules. About, because like I said, we could always start over. That's not a problem either. If you guys want the picks to stay up there, I mean, the channel's not going to go away. The channel's going to stay up there for the banner competition. So, but if you wanted the whole thing to start over, yeah, that's perfectly fine. We just have to agree on the rules, and everybody kind of has to say, I feel this is going to be fair, and I'll be okay with whatever you guys decide. Because either way, and if somebody could tell me how to keep my headset to stay on, I'd be eternally grateful. I hate having to turn it on every 15 minutes. Because ultimately it's going to be the banner for the whole entire server. Yeah, as long as you guys are cool with how it's run, I'm 100% for that. I'll basically go with however you guys want to do it. Pretty easy. Just if you guys disagree about stuff, no fighting, okay? Be adults. That's all I'm gonna say. Be adults about it. We can agree to disagree, but after the mod the issues that we saw in Bethesda Net yesterday, where we caught them pirating mods again. So I don't know if you guys caught that. I went off on a tirade. I was pretty pissed. Because they stole footprints again for console, among other stuff. So I wasn't really happy. I was in a really bad mood yesterday. That and some other reasons, but... Alright. Let's go back to Junel's mod list here. No more ugly vines. Landscape fixes. Alright, so this is... This is one that I'm... Where the hell is it? It should be up top here. Landscape fixes for grass mods. Okay. So I'm wondering how this is going to play with Cathedral. Because Cathedral's got its grass built in. It is pretty thick in places. I feel like this would be fine. I've never tested it out. Don't do anything bad. Ashes, I'm the same way too, man. I find it so hard for me to sit there and play without. If I see something or if the sunlight hits something in the right way, it's almost like the gameplay just stops and I have to. But then think of it too like this. There weren't a lot of pictures of Braven's play because I was so engrossed in the actual gameplay that I for the nice scenes that I may have seen, I didn't think to stop and take a picture. And I'm hoping I have the same thing here with this character. I would rather have better gameplay because I think it's better, obviously, for people watching in the stream. Because you guys don't want to see me sit there and take screenshots. You know, you'd rather see gameplay, I would assume. Maybe some screenshots will be necessary, yeah, but you know. Um, so yeah, landscape fixes. I think this. Did I not download it? God damn. Download. Okay. I think it should be fine with Cathedral. I don't see why it wouldn't. It's been fine for every other grass mod. We'll have to check here. Should be the only one. And of course, there goes my OCD kicking in. Is there any other file I'm gonna need, because we're gonna run JKs, so we'll do JK's Towns. Grab the patch for that. I'm gonna have to grab this because this includes the cutting room floor patch now. The cutting room floor patch for landscape fixes used to be separate. Now it's included in the Arthmore's Town add-ons. Select the patches you need during install. I'm gonna have to reinstall this mod again as well. And then that's it. Okay. So this is JK's Towns. Looks good. Patch for Arthmore's Towns. Let's take alternate start. Cutting room floor. I don't know if I'm going to be using the rest of his mods or not. Oh, second squeezed in into the stream. What's up, bud? Shut up, Sec. Guys are crazy. I'm gonna have to rerun this because I have the feeling I'm gonna be running some of Arthmore's town mods, but maybe not all. Provincial Courier, huh? That's one I haven't really used, and I've been curious about that. I don't know if it would necessarily fit in with the theme here, but it could be interesting to have it in the game, maybe. You know, we'll have to see. I'm definitely going to rerun it though. So for now, we're just going to take the two that I have. It recommended to merge all your landscape patches together into one using cmerge. I know how to do this. Thank you, Arthmore. I've got your reminder, and I forgot to rename it. We're good. Alright. And since we don't have either of these in, alright. Of course I can't type today. Lost but not forgotten. Okay. Other LOD billboards, I don't believe there's anything else. More quest dungeons. Let me just double check if there's anything extra for vegetation. I feel like with the 4 separate tree mods, I should be okay. As far as regular vegetation goes, the 20 series really handles a lot of that stuff as well. Plus, you're already going to have Renthal Flora collection within the cities, the towns. So I don't feel like adding anything really on top of that. And I'll be honest, I'm really not a fan of the bent pines. I know they look nice. I don't personally like them. I was considering trees add-on, but ETD is going to be fine for me for this. Bent Pines really has a out of Skyrim look to me personally. I'm obviously not running Great Forest of Skyrim because there's no nav mesh in that entire mod, and it's a clusterfuck. Like there's none at all, so I really wish that was something that would have been gone over and at least had some type of nav mesh for it, but unfortunately there's not. More quests or dungeons, okay. I'm trying to think of what else he may use. What's that wind? The Great Forest of Whiterun? The model looks nice. It's just not nav meshed. So you'll have NPCs and creatures like running into things and they're not able to move unless you move them. Oh, Provincial Courier? Yeah, like I said, it may be one that I add in. I'm thinking about it. So. I usually don't do the more quests and dungeons. Like this adds additional dungeons in. The only thing I would put in is like the Midden Expanded, but he's not going to be a mage, so I'm not going to ever go to the Expanded Midden, nor do I want the patch for it, so I don't want to have two ESPs that I'm not going to use. I'm just seeing if anything sticks out at me. I don't think I'm really going to take anything from here, though. Yeah. Settlements. Okay. Now we're on to the fun stuff. JK's. Dawn of Skyrim. Patch. This is always fun. I couldn't tell you, Wind. I'm not sure. I have not used either of those two mods. Provincial Courier, though, I've seen it and I've liked what it does. The other one I don't even think I've heard about it until today. And if it works the same way, then I kind of have an idea of what it does. But no, I don't know if it's compatible with Legacy. I don't think I need the optional no lights patch. Arthmore's patch pack. Yeah, we're gonna need this. Skyrim 3D trees patch. We're gonna need this. Realistic water 2. I'm debating putting this in. Although I think I'm just gonna stick with Cathedral Waters. So for now I'm gonna leave that off. So let's get JK Skyrim. Arthmore's patch pack, merge patches. Let's do individual. Cutting room floor. Oh, I see what it does. We're going to have to rerun this as well. We want the merged. Okay. What sucks is that this comes before and then the individual ones come afterwards. For like the city overhauls, you could see towns and settlements and others. I'll take individual for now for what I have, but I'm going to have to rerun this. God damn it. I know. Okay. And then the 3D trees patch. Looks good. Okay. So unlike my normal setups, I'm going to have to be going back uh, and going over a bunch of things. With all these notes, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Okay. Dawn of Skyrim. Been a while. So we want main file 1. Make some silent, fix the snap mesh, overwrite the other ESP with this. Okay. So this is the update, although it's not, it's in the main files. This is the update file, right? And I don't think there's any other, no, because I'm not using storefront, and I'm not using holidays. Okay. Looks good. Beautiful. And then the patch for the 2. And again, I don't have anything else here, so nothing else that I need. This one already looks good. Good. God damn. Let's move the plugins here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So JK's cutting room floor. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have to rerun the patch for that. Let's go back to landscape fixes for a second. He was using Imperial Post to send. Oh, okay, that's the mod he was using. He didn't have Legacy installed though, I would assume, because that would have been a waste of resources for that. Unless he did. I don't ever remember him touching on anything. I didn't see any Legacy content. Oh, Dawn of Skyrim's amazing, Strudel. We could actually go in game. I could show you a little bit of what it looks like. Yeah, he didn't use Legacy. I didn't think so. Yeah, it would have been a waste on that character too. Oh, okay, so I did download this. Okay. You want to know how much of a dum-dum I am? Place after JK's. Move that there. Okay. So you guys haven't seen Dawn of Skyrim, or some of you haven't seen it. That's okay. We'll go in game and I'll show you a little bit about it. I'm gonna get some errors. I don't know how well this is gonna work. Oh, and I don't have any saves. I had to delete my saves. That's right. So we'll do. Well, let me add these back in. I'll keep Hoth out for now. We'll make it real easy. Literally just putting these above alternate start. That's all I'm doing. We'll go in and I'll just show you real quick kind of what it's like. Let me turn off the music so I don't get blowback here. Minimize this. Minimize this. Let me swap my capture over. It'll go black on you guys for a second, and then give it about a minute to load. A little bit less than that. I'm going to grab some coffee. I will be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back here, guys. Should be popping up on your screen in a second. I hope. There it is. Alright, we'll do a test character. And of course we will, we don't have Imperius yet, so we'll just do, at least get a preset that I used before, right? Which one is it? This guy? At least make him look somewhat decent. He looks all pissed off. Alright. And leave that one. That one. That one. Cool. And we'll get a couple of these things off the, once I need loads up. Oh no, he'll be like middle of the field in his weight. Although a beefy Bosmer would be pretty interesting. I should use pumping iron. I didn't think about that.
Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin.
Alright, let's let's do Pilgrim to a Sacred Site. And I did Stendar's Beacon once. Let's do Elder Gleam. We're gonna put all the map markers on anyway, so it's not gonna matter. The Wandering Merchant option. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think the Khajiit have a default with alternate start that's makes them a Caravaneer.
A life filled with opportunity awaits
I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've done Khajiit. Alright, let's get some of these taken care of. Just to get my HUD off, because it's annoying. Immersive HUD. And we'll turn off I need. Just because I'm sure you guys don't want to hear his stomach grumbling or him yawning. And then the widget. Back out, back in. Okay. There we go. Cool. Make a save right here. And obviously when I do character creation, you know, I'll use Wicco. With interesting NPCs, it's going to be... I know a couple of you guys mentioned before you wanted to see me do a full character creation. Meaning like all the NPC overhauls. So that may be something that I do. I'll have to check them out when I'm done here, Loki. Absolutely. So what else? Follow the divine Kinnereth. Why am I only getting the one for Bosmer? Is that the only one? That shouldn't be the only one, right? That was really weird. Okay. Unless that's being affected by something else. Hunt animals, wood elves are... Yeah. See, this is the only downside of Dear Diary, is it cuts off your dialogue. It really just says wood elves are most deserving of my favor. But for whatever reason, Dear Diary cuts it off on you. I'm sure other ones do it too. Here scene's an option. Slay the living in open combat especially, and then it just cuts them off. So I don't know if there's something to change the font lower or smaller so that you can see it, but it's a pain in the ass. Tenets, this one doesn't even give you. You see what I mean? Like, and I know it might be a compatibility issue between Winter Sun and Dear Diary itself, but it's just, I like Dear Diary, and I know what these mods, like if I didn't know what this mod did, I'd probably be pissed off. I'll stick with Jeffrey for now. And he's naked. Awesome. I have blue robes, common farm boots, and an amulet of Kinnereth, and apparently an iron mace. Which won't do. So let's get his stuff. Because if you're gonna do a test character, you may as well do it right. Cool. And there we go. And of course you're going to see flickering and stuff like that, don't worry about that. Although, that's Cathedral doing that. Well, I'll be damned. Obviously I don't have my LODs run, but I don't think that's going to solve that issue. Good to know. I mean, the floor is always gonna look nice. That's Eeks right there. But yeah, this path shouldn't have any grass on it. Which means I may be changing cathedral landscapes. That's gonna suck. And I don't want it to be a thing where I get to the very bottom of my load order and yeah, cause see, like out here it doesn't look that bad. You're gonna see pop in, just ignore that. I don't have anything run. So EVT with with adding Matthews back in, I'm still 60 FPS. We'll see how that goes. Completed the blessing of kind. See, I was loving cathedral landscapes the other day, and now... Yeah. And there's... What you can see is that with every tree different. You can see the bark on it. And then obviously combined with Matthews and enhanced vanilla trees too. Alright, let's do some stuff here. Cool. Alright, all locations. Let's go to the stables. So apparently Landscape Fixes does not do anything with Cathedral. And that's a damn shame.
It's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north. Glorious farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken...
Alright, that should be good.
I'd like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey.
So as you can see, without Noble, these are the 20 series textures. And then this is also me switching to the base Majestic Mountains. You can see how much nicer it flows. Right? How Whiterun is not Noble now, officially.
Skyrim's gone mad.
Right.
Careful, huh? Thanks, Skull.
But see here, there's no grass popping in here. So when the caravans are here, that's a good thing. So I don't know, maybe it's just Elder Gleam Sanctuary that's... I'll have to take a look at the references. Yeah, I may not need to use another water mod again. And this is Cathedral Landscapes. You can see the obvious pop in there with the... Let's see, let's advance time of day here. Oh, that longbow has such a long draw time. Here's my short bow. Longbow. There he is. Alright, that's 6. And let me just pull up my EMB. Let me turn. Alright, so Bloom's already off. We're good on that. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. Bloom is on. Save it with it off. We'll check the cheese. Yeah, we'll check the cheese. Definitely check the cheese. Okay. I just want to see. We'll go through time of day, just so you guys can see the atmosphere now with the added textures and other things. Like I said, ignore the pop-in. Lots aren't run. You're gonna see a lot of it. Right. Guess the moons aren't out tonight. Or maybe they're just not out yet. There they are. Overcast night. There's all of Whiterun now. And you can see the additional trees. Solid 60 FPS. 59 technically. We're capped at 59. Nice. Kitties.
What are you looking at?
Not much, ugly. Let's we'll go inside. We'll go inside during the daytime. Wow, it feels totally different now with JKs. I'm so used to TPOS content. Well, actually, here, let's do this. Let's wait till daytime now. Right? Alright, so here's 5:40 a.m. If you let it go naturally, you can still see there are still some stars out. Let's go another hour. 6:45. Another hour till 7. There we go. One more hour till 8. Okay. Beautiful. See the mushrooms. The ivy we're gonna have to fix, I don't believe. So here's a little bit of the content. Dawn and JK's together outside the city. You'll notice part of the cobblestones. Make note of the stonework. And I don't have banners, I don't have anything else like that. But flora you're going to see, so let me make a save right here and then we'll go and we'll check out the combo. Which I really like, by the way. I really wish Nesbitt would make a patch for Dawn of Skyrim itself. He made one for JK's. I've been kind of hoping he would make one for Dawn of Skyrim. I love this mod. And this will now be my Whiterun.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride?
Staying safe, I hope. I'd sooner bend my knee
Guard.
over a Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job. Don't expect
Interesting. Like I said, I have to rerun some things as well, but to kind of give you an example. Oh yeah, there's a synergy patchwind. And I would highly recommend using both together. Highly recommend using both together. And then think if you put, you know, a nice sign mod, right? Maybe Matthys, 3D signs, or your favorite one. right? You can see what we did with the foliage here. Now keep in mind, Noble is nowhere in my load order. I don't have anything. The Noble mod is gone, completely gone. This is all the 20 series mods, right? And imagine now Eleonora's breeze home with the tower on the side with this, right? Obviously with better banners and, you know, we're going to touch some stuff up. This looks nowhere near as good as it's going to. I mean, this is just bare bottoms base. You know, I need to tweak this a lot more. Now you can see how the plain majestic mountains look so much better than if I put the dark in. See how it blends, right? And of course you got Jirtai.
Yes.
He's a merchant.
Take a look.
You could buy foods from him, right? Hafengar cheese, goat cheese sliced. Doesn't have any sweet Rorikstead milk.
Until next time.
Statics on his stall, but you know, you guys get the idea. Additional homes and things like that. Obviously, there's the huntsman, but if you come up here, him and what's his name? Dano have a home. So the Argonian and a dark elf that you'll meet, they have a little home here. And this should be Pelagius, yeah, Sergio's house, right? If you come back up, wow. You're not meant to come back up here. But you can see the little light, which does shine at night. I know that rhymed and it was from a song. Ignore me. The Soul-Trapped Horker. This is another additional shop here. We'll go inside real quick.
Yes.
Just so you can see. It's pretty cool. And then you can see the 2020 textures instead. I really like this. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do.
Need something?
So I'm not even adding farmhouse wood. I'm literally just sticking with this. Right. You could steal stuff right through that. I don't even know why the door is here. You could forge business ledger. Anyway, he's an additional shop. You could thank Dawn of Skyrim for them too, right? Then if you come down here, there's another little stall. This is for Blackbriar. Casimir. What does Casimir have for sale?
Take a look.
He will sell you Blackbriar Reserve, mead, Firebrand. He will also sell Hunting Brew, spiced wine, and your normal ales and, you know, things like that. But Blackbriar Meadery. Don't know how accurate that is. You can see little things like this. This is the Lava's house. There's the laundry patch, so if you want to do the immersive laundry, you can. I don't know what that is. Can I jump in that? I would like to. I guess you can't. Well, that's not immersive. This should be the back of Ormond's, yeah. Okay. And then Alava's got herself a little, you know, chair, her garden. Chickens with eggs. Or I should say gargoyles with eggs. Cow.
What can I do for you?
This is Anna. Horker stew. There's, you know, there's more merchants in here. This is from the fishery. Right? Obviously you can see the fish, you can see, and this is why I would not pick flowers in a town. The red death bells? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna show them to you out in the wild too. I want to go through the whole town first before I start backtracking. Well, he's right here, so we'll go back in.
Good morning.
That the Daedra heart? Oh no, they are the death bells. Red death bells. They look nice. They look better in the marshes though, trust me. With the ENB light, they look real good. So you can get back up to see Sigurd here. He's still chopping wood.
The general goods store.
We know, Sigurd. We've been hearing that since 2011. His nav is a little wonky, except thank God they nav meshed him a little bit. He'll run into here. He will clip off of this. It's just a limitation because they did so much stuff together.
Come by Bellathor's shop at the market. I'm sure we've got something you need. Tired of bread and soup? Had enough of fish and fowl? Treat yourself and your kid to a choice cut of steak or tender back ribs.
Hold on one second, guys.
Finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. Alright, so
Come to chat with an old woman. Do your good deed.
If you were getting them from my farm, they'd be twice as fresh.
he's such an asshole. So as you can see, the I will take care of the lanterns with the pretty lantern replacer.
Tired of bread and soup?
Brings you to
Had enough
But
of fish and fowl?
as you can see,
Your kid to a choice cut of steak
Arcadia's looks a lot better on the outside. Bellathor's.
They say the college has been snooping around Sarthal.
No, they don't. Nobody says that. I mean, the lanterns are literally all over the place now. It's great. Bits and baubles. Should be as old as house. And yeah, you do kind of just... Oh, I guess not. Maybe you don't. Well, there's a collision marker there. Okay. Coming back this way. Oh, yeah. So, you know, just kind of go with it. We have to tidy up the hanging moss. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Tundra Bakery. Nice. Let's see what else. What else? The guard barracks, and then you got a nice little walkway here. The farm stalls here for the animals. Alright. And then let's see the bannered mare. Oh, I must be knocking or somebody's not. Oh, the goat's apparently playing with it. So, as you can see,
The finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
this is seriously one of my favorite overhauls.
I spend a lot of time at the
Combinations,
market stall so
you
I
know?
can learn the merchant's trade. Need more
It makes Whiterun so much better. Here's the other. This is Daniel. He's, you know, him and the Argonian have that home together. So he sells goods from Morrowind.
Yes.
What have you got for sale?
See for yourself.
I would. Foods, Flynn, meads, lockpick, garlic bread, stuff like that. He has some ingredients, salt, elk hide, netch leather. He will sell you netch leather. Hey, Will, welcome.
All right then.
This is part of his too. Emperor Parasol Moss. You can harvest this. I think it's the only thing that you could take. The rest of it's static. Out of the way, kid.
We should talk to the Jarl up in Dragon's Reach. Lend any aid you can.
And since we have the statues and everything else, you could see what it's done to Jorvaskr. Jorvaskr looks much more rustic and regal. Right? We will be here a lot. We will... Wow. The barricades here, right? Everything about this, the way that I set this up, is done for a reason. You can see the etchings, like I said. Ignore the flicker. I don't have an interior lighting mod yet. The trees. No ugly vines. Like I said, we'll take care of those. And then you got your back way up to the Skyforge. Right. Make sure we shut that. We don't want other people. So much nicer now. I may go 4K with that stat. I may run stunning statues and go 4K with that. I don't think the 2K is really doing it justice. It blends nicely though with the majestic mountains. That's literally what you're seeing for the wings, the mountain textures. That is majestic. Taken over. So his workstation's cleaned up completely. Yeah, Dawn and JK's will. Yep. Oh yeah. There is no noble to be found. He's still blabbering on, isn't he? Yeah, I may go 4K with the statues. I mean, he looks okay, but he could look better. The shrines all look good, though. That's the rusted steel.
Be glad you're here in the city and not out in
But
Riverwood.
we can't afford it.
Where swords don't
It
even
took me
have a
weeks
war.
to find that thief's den. I can't stop now. And I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter.
We'll have to get Iconic's hay in there as well, too, to make the hay a little bit more red.
Maybe 2 good men.
I'll put it plainly. You can go
Obviously,
or you can
we got Greymane here. You can see the Windhelm symbol.
Battleborn, give me your money.
Saphir.
I don't have
Wait,
any money.
I-
You better give me 5 septims right now, or I'm gonna bloody your nose. No, please. I really don't have any money, Brenda. I'll give you 10 septims tomorrow. Just don't hit me. 10 septims tomorrow, baby Battleborn. Or I'm gonna bloody your nose and your leg.
Obviously, Battleborn right there. They have the Imperial banner. Amryn's house with the... I'm assuming clothes. We'll go with clothes in a wash. Little gazebo. I'm sorry, a little bridge. The gazebo should be on the back side there. Yeah, it just adds so much. From even things like this, the little benches. Impromptu meetings, Mike, huh? That sucks. I mean, even look at Dragon's Reach from here.
sun getting pushed.
See, I get stopped every single time I do this combination, and I go back to TPOS2, and then I forget how much I really like the way that this looks too.
Thinking of settling in. So
And we'll take a look at the temple real quick to see. This really shouldn't
Welcome.
have changed all that much,
Need something?
aside from, like you said, the 20 series textures, which I think are superb. New favorite.
God's bless you.
I don't believe I'll be putting Noble in any of my load orders anytime soon.
Pain is so great.
Alright, we'll head back out. We'll go up to Dragon's Reach. And then wait till you see when the Gildergreen's restored. Yeah, we're gonna have to take care of the moss situation. Look at that. That's ugly. Ugly as sin. But the rest of the floor, like I said, everything else is... Well, that's weird. Hold on. There's purple death bells here. I wonder... That's not right.
What do you need?
Unless we have to move... Oh, you know why? We may have to move Mari's death bells underneath Dawn of Skyrim. That's what that is. Okay. Come on, get up, 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 up. Bastard. There we go. Yeah, you can see how much nicer this is. I mean... We really have to do something about the hanging moss. Jesus. That's ugly. There's just some little nice touches here and there, and then that's all that it really is. You know? Like even in the bench too, you can see. You could tell there was a lot of time that went into this mod.
What is it?
And then obviously with the trees. But back up here, no, it's no longer fully barren. Wow. Some obvious things here. But yeah, no frame drop whatsoever. Let's look inside Dragon's
It
Reach.
is quiet enough now.
It is.
When the sun goes down, just keep on your guard.
Do I have Gilded Green regrown? I don't know if I've added that in yet. I may have. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and take a look. There's still a lot I haven't added, so like I said, it's...
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors?
Yeah, I should have been using this combination a while ago. I do believe this is better than Noble. It's a lot larger, but it is better. Look at that. right? Plates. And we'll take care of stuff like the cooking spit. That'll all be different mods that handle that. Yeah. Yep. It's amazing. You could run the same combo with 2 different overhauls and it have such a noticeable difference. Yeah, I know. Glorious Doors I don't like. I've seen it. I don't really care for it. It's a great mod. I just don't like it. Me personally. I think it's a little... It does too much. Not every door that's in Skyrim is going to be glorious.
My husband Nazim. Check the yard.
And even the main doors here, I think they're perfectly fine.
Ulfred, patron of the great clan battle.
Because if I'm looking at that door right now, right? And then I compare the rest of the city to it, the door is just going to be... It's just going to stick out. It's going to be an eyesore. Whereas this is part of the texture pack. You know, it's built in, so I see no reason to really change it. Alright. So let's ooh, we already have the strange gesture. What's another favorite here, huh? Solitude, right? Most people like Solitude. Take a look up there. Whiterun gets it the most, I think, but the other, like the 5 major holds, really get a pretty good overhaul.
They can't hurt Uncle Rogvir. Tell them he didn't do it.
Position.
Right. Yeah. See, like I'm fine. I'm fine with this store. I think it fits the theme.
You betrayed us.
You should tell her that her uncle's son betrayed his high king. Best she know now,
We're all heart for him.
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Tori. By opening that gate for Ulfric...
Now just imagine that with Gamwich's rustic windows. These windows are nice as they are, but...
He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords. Boo!
Yeah. Boo that man.
On this day, I go to Sodom.
Yep. There you go. See you later. So you can see all the changes here. It adds a lot in. I mean, there's a lot of content. Listens to letters.
Tidings. Take a look.
Oh, look at that. He's got all books. That's awesome.
Until next time.
That's literally all he has. Okay.
Need something?
That's creepy.
Yes.
I don't want any pies from this guy.
Yes?
Alright. So obviously the stalls. You can see everything that's added
You
in.
look like you could do with a ripe apple. Or a tomato.
Now how would you know?
Or leek.
Oh, hello.
Oh, that's Lorna. Okay. So she's part of Legacy.
Get your fresh fruit and produce here.
Do you need something?
Arms and arms, freshly forged by a master craftsman. Wanderer like you must have plenty of tales to tell. but I'm afraid I'm too busy to hear 'em.
Yeah, we got a lot more modding to do to make this look better. It looks okay as it is, but I mean,
Weapons forgiven and armor forgotten.
we can make it look better.
Finest fish here. Caught daily.
That's one of my favorite things is the cobblestone with this mod. Like, the base is perfectly fine, you know? It obviously adds in his own manhole covers, so they're everywhere.
I've got a
Yeah, he's the guy that would roofie the pies, absolutely. I may not even need a science mod. I'll probably add one in. I don't need one. But. Let's see. Yep. Captain Metillus. Well, let's go visit everybody's favorite. Ooh. Careful of the dragons. They're cool. Is there weapons for me to take up here? Oh, I can look, but I can't touch. This will take me up.
Focus on your target.
Ooh, I can take the.
I've got weapons forgiven, armor
You
forgotten.
saw nothing. Nice. Alright, let's I know pretty much what everybody wants to see. We'll go see it. Can't tell if the doors are really opening or not, but I do have the sound down, so it's Vittoria Vici's. I may not even add in his window mod. I like these. These are... Well, maybe I will. I don't know. I'll test them to see. It's just textures. It's not a big deal.
If you need potions, head over to Angeline's Aromatics.
And the college? The Bard's College?
Hello there.
It's Malachi. He's from Legacy. Like I said, I don't have any of the patches in, so if you see NPCs just kind of standing around, I haven't patched everything yet.
Fine day, isn't it?
There it is. So obviously, well, we're gonna have to do something about that and that. That is, wow, that might be Majestic Mountains. I wonder if Legacy has a Dawn of Skyrim patch. I believe it does. Yeah, basically, Loki. Although that Become a Bard mod is back up. Levitation Ferns, yeah. Oh yeah. We'll go with that for now. Yeah, I must have to put Mari's Death Bell mod underneath Dawn of Skyrim too, because all the Death Bells are purple. Like I said, I don't have the patches in yet, so. Although maybe I'll keep the death bells purple because that is a nice. Well, I do wonder how. No, because see, here they are red, right? Yeah, they're red here. Okay. Alright. Well, if we get a mix of red and purple, I'm okay with that. Yeah, there's got to be a patch. More things are floating. Okay. And then hopefully that fixes the...
Everything's in order.
Need something?
Yeah, see, some of the death bells are purple and some of them are red. And like with Eeks, some of the nightshade is normal and then some of it's a little bit black. That's normal. So maybe that's the way that it is too. So I wonder if I drop Mari's down. You know, I kind of like the fact that there's two different color death bells. Well, I think I'll just leave it where it is. The Imperial Ale House. Alrighty. Ah. Yeah, I definitely went with the right night sky mod. Because you could see that right through the clouds. That looks
If you're heading
absolutely
to the Blue
gorgeous.
Palace, you might want to rethink that outfit.
I like that
Bemo's
outfit.
not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed, and my working days are done.
Your drinking days are starting. Alright. Alright, let's F5. So yeah, so that's, like I said, there's patches that need to go in and yada yada yada. Let me just turn the capture back over real quick. Alright. Files and overwrite. Let me guess, this is campfire. Of course it is. I deleted that out of there. Apparently not. Because the papyrus util in here, yeah, it's hidden. Because that's what was throwing the error message at me, and now it's still doing it. I will have to figure this out. I don't think it's gonna break anything. I don't like having an error message. Whatever. Let's see. So what else? So yeah, JK's done. Um, oh boy. 1 second here, guys. Oh boy. The gods are fighting today, huh? Ugh. Yeah, I had to just reheat this back up. I may as well at this point, right? Let no coffee go to waste. Which one is this? Forsaken, I thought so. Okay. Obviously since we've got a different setup here. So let's see, Mari's death bells would have to go underneath. I wonder if I should do both the retext projects. I'm not really sure. Usually I do, but let's see. City overhauls. This is what I was looking for here. Okay. So yeah, normally I would be doing TPOS, so it would be Nordic Life, Markarth, Skyrim Sewers 4. So I'm not adding this in. This character I don't think would have any reason to go into the sewer or to use the sewer system. Let's add Dawnstar, Falkreath, Quaint Raven Rock. I believe there is no unofficial patch for this. Element O. Yeah, there used to be. For whatever reason, yeah, the patches just disappear. Oh, Loki, that half sounded like a good time right there. But I know what you meant. And no, I will not let any coffee go to waste. Still from, well, early afternoon for me. About 11 o'clock. Oh, it's glorious. Yeah, I just got a letter. It was for a summons for jury duty. Those are fun, right? I've never had one yet. But I don't know how my back's going to be able to deal with it. With sitting there, I can only sit for so long. You guys see how when I do my streams, I really should be taking breaks more often because of when I was at work, my medical restriction said I could sit on a hard chair for no more than 30 minutes. But then when I stand, I can't really stand for much longer than 30 minutes either. If I'm on a cushion, like I have a cushion right now, I could sit there for a couple hours and be okay. But you know, but then I also have one against my back, like, and then I have a pillow as well. Yeah, we have to, like, when you get summoned. But then there's a I guess the way that they have it now is or they probably always have. Like I said, it's my first time here. So it's for my county. It's not till March 16th at 8:30 a.m. Let me see here. I have to read the disqualifications for this because it would just do more harm to my body medically to sit there for that. So, of course, I don't mind it. If my health was fine, I'd be going. I'm like, hey, may as well, right? I mean, yeah, Asher's. It's the same. Like mine wasn't. See, I don't want to say it was not bad, but my limitations to now is like what I can do. Like even if I sleep, like I get some of the worst sleep, but my body won't let me do anything else otherwise, right? So, um, like there's days I literally wake up and I'll be up at, you know, 4:30, 5 a.m., but I physically can't get out of my bed for a couple hours still. It sucks. Like, and then when I was working this job after it happened, I had to take that into consideration too because I still had to go because that's what was paying for my medical at the time. So, you know, it's a shitty situation all around, and who knows. Yeah, I'm glad you're better though. It still sucks. I have to do everything carefully too. Like even lifting certain things, I can't. I'm on a weight restriction for it, which sucks. It's awful. Um, yeah, yeah. It's all I don't know. I'm gonna get depressed if I start thinking about it. Um, all right, let's stick with some things that I know. Arthmore's town mods. Like, see, these are like vanilla extensions of the towns, and in this setup in particular, it's gonna be pretty good. Right. So we'll get Dawnstar, Falkreath, Quaint Ravenrock, which is Unreal. Skyrim Sewers 4 will stay out, although I could use, well, nah, I'll leave it out. He's not, we're going to have too much exploring in the world to do for him to even be going into the sewers. There would be no need for this character coming up to do this. Immersive laundry. This is more of an effect than you might think by making settlements feel more lived in. Patch for JKs. If you use JKs and Dawn of Skyrim, this patch is also a replacement. I wonder about this. Let's take a look. Not that I would, be doing much with laundry, but you saw what was in the game so far. But I think if this makes it better, that's just the translation stuff. Okay. Let's look at some of the images here. If it wants to come up. That's really interesting. That might be too much, to be honest with you. It looks cool. But I think we already got enough cluttering up the cities with those two. So we'll leave it off for now. Bring out your dead. And Provincial Courier and Guild. Okay, so I didn't add this yet. Adds proper burial sites. You know what? Next to Hunting Brew. Okay. Let's get those three. Provincial Courier. Any other requirements for this? Alternate start. Alternate start another day in work said. Okay. That way, hold on. Alternate start another. What the hell is this? Oh, okay. Alright, well that's for the start, but I think I'm going to wind up going with the... I don't know. Maybe I'll go with Unbound. Who knows? And Gilder Green redone or regrown. So interesting. Yeah, we'll be putting some of Arthmore stuff in here. So we got what? Dawnstar. Dawnstar, Falkreath. Let's get these. His always look good. Falkreath. Quaint Ravenrock. Bring Out Your Dead, which I haven't used in quite some time. Gilder Green regrown. Alright. Music. Hold on 1 second. Alright. I'm not going to be doing any optional city retextures. Like I said, I'm just going to stick with the 20 series because I like it. I haven't used it, and I don't want to overwrite it with stuff I've already used before. Oh, really? You get summoned every few years? Damn. Yeah, this is my first time ever being summoned. So, yeah, so we're going to skip everything. So, but we are going to use textures for, like the Dwarven Ruins and stuff like that. I know I already have, where is it? And see, we're going to be using this patch pretty soon. Or I should have it in here. Well, there's Dwarven stuff in the 20 series, right? I have mines, I have caves. I don't think I have... I do not have CC's Dwarven Ruins. Hold on 1 second. Did not take that. That would be, Or, I'm sorry, Gecko's Dwarven Ruins. Or do I? Hold on. No, I don't. Okay. And that way it'll give us a nice little contrast to the exterior world. Where's this gonna go after? Right under Rudy. Okay, beautiful. Put this up now, just because that's all, literally all it is. Come on. Okay, awesome. Alright, now that we got that taken care of. Alright, back to city. This is not... Alright, here. So, we did Dawn. I don't think I'm going to mess with the Windhelm exterior. I know I've seen this before and it looks really nice. But I don't really think I'm going to really kind of, you know, screw around with that part. It should be fine on its own. I'd rather, because Windhelm is a mess to begin with all the meshes and textures being a little but I think I'll leave that exterior. And same thing with Solitude. I don't really feel like with this, the cities inside are the main thing. Outside the walls, I don't want there to be too much going on, you know? So we'll leave those alone. I'm thinking of leaving Winterhold Restored off for this one as well. I've been using it almost every play. I'd kind of like to tone that area down. We're obviously going to take care of the college. And my Wi-Fi is apparently shitting the bricks. That's great. Let me turn it back on. See if it even freaking works. Alright, sewers or no? Okay, we're keeping that off. Bring out your dead. We did Gilder Green regrown. City retextures are going to be fine. Telmithrin enhanced might be the only exception to this. Although I have Solstheim landscape overhaul, which I quite like. Okay, and I was at Solstheim and I did see that. Alright, we're going to leave this off too. This is what I was going to add. Legendary Kings. And I forgot to do this last time. We'll add this in for Windhelm just to make the... It'll clean up the plaques for the signs and everything. Make them a little bit nicer. It'll look like this, you know? Especially under the light, this will look so much nicer. Just to kind of clean up. Tiny little things like this. You know, it's a small file anyway. 3 megabytes. Data. Beautiful. Alright, so that's an order. Town settlements, other locations. I believe this is... Alright, so let's get these taken care of now. 1, 2... Alright. The Riverwood add-on. I think I'll leave it off. Although, I did hear good things about this one. It's an add-on for JKs. Let's see. Containers and level list fixed. I don't have that. I'd have to add that in. Recommended to make use of the injected records. Okay. Let's see here. Like, it might do too much to Riverwood, too. That's the thing. I don't want it to... The water looks nice, though. Yeah. Yeah, it's... Well, I mean, Riverwood Grove does a lot to Riverwood, too, so... I don't know. Yeah, we'll leave it off. Dragon Bridge, yeah. Rorikstead, yeah. Whoa. Hate how it does that. Dragon Bridge, Rorikstead. Arthmore's Karthwasten, his Iverstead. Greater Skull Village, yeah. There's the patch here. Alright, so let's get these installed. And Greater Skull Village. Trimmed down version for those wishing to use along the other side. I don't really think... We just check the... Alright, just the translated. We'll go with the full version of this. I haven't been over to the Skull Village with this combination yet. Greater Skull Village patch for JKs. Okay, here we go. We'll get all these installed. Dragon Bridge, yep, that should be fine. Rorikstead should be the same way. Same with Karthwasten. Skull Village, I'm not sure about, but yep, looks good. And then the JK's Greater Skull Village patch, that also looks good. Beautiful. And this will go under towns and settlements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plugins. Just keep moving alternate start down. That's all it is. Clef spots. Or clef jam, sorry. That's it. Let me see. Yeah, I can take a look. Go to users. Seven. Dragon Bridge. But how compatible with JK's? Here, let's look at Karthwasten real quick. Translation, and I wonder if there is a patch. Let's see. Compatibility may not be compatible with other major town modifications made in this zone. But JK's doesn't touch Karthwasten, I don't believe, right? Only 9 images, too. It's interesting. Does a lot. Wait, oh, that I took that off. Damn. Where was that here? It's a possibility. A few new NPCs. So I wonder how that's going to clash with interesting NPCs. No player home version may be added in the future. So this is literally just the one. Let's see Dragon Bridge enhanced. What's the bug? Texture unsupported format. Oh. Okay. Alright, so this is Dragon Bridge here. And then I gotta wonder how compatible with cathedral landscapes. Because the way that it looks now, the town looks nice. And I've used stuff like Great Cities Dragon Bridge and others, but why is that floating? Still looks like it's floating. Okay then. I mean, they're options, I'll have to think about it. I'll have to see. Like I said, I pretty much had everything set that I wanted to do, and then I get sidetracked looking at other stuff. I had this picture in my head of what I want my game to look like, and then as nice as it is, it's going to throw things off for me, and then I'm going to wind up redoing the landscape and the grass, and then this play won't get started for another 3 weeks. I'm trying to avoid that. It does look like it's good work though. Like Ravenstone. What else is there? Half Moon Mill. That's another one. So Half Moon Mill is the... It's in Falkreath, right? So that's like a little expansion. Huh. Let's read about this one. Tiny location with a wonderful lakeside view and technically in a strategically important location in Falkreath Hold, now that Helgen bit the dust. I did not turn it into a fort town, but rather a passerby's trading town. People would come from Falkreath and Rookstead trading foods and lumber, or rather, will now. It uses unique static meshes, such as snow-free Windhelm buildings, and blending them with Markarth and Whiterun architecture to make something small but spectacular. This file, add a few more bells and whistles. I think this would be the only one that I would want to add in, because I do like this. But we'll see how it goes. Nice. Okay. Okay. And then I'm assuming there's an ESP for that. Yep. Plugins are getting up there, which is not a good sign. Speaking of breaks, I'm actually going to take one right now. About 10-15 minutes, guys, because I need to get up, and my niece came home, and of course, I don't know if you heard the music, she started blasting it, and of course that drove my anxiety right up, so I need to relax for a little bit, so about 10-15, then I'm going to come back. Alright, I'll see you in a little bit.